Imagine waking up one day with nothing. No money, no hope, just the weight of the world on your shoulders. Now imagine going to bed that same night as a millionaire, your life transformed in a single, breathtaking moment. Sounds like a dream, right? But for some, it's reality. Welcome to Riches Reborn, where we uncover the most jaw-dropping comeback stories from around the world. Today we're diving into 5 electrifying tales of overnight success. Ordinary people who went from rags to riches in the blink of an eye. From a broke accountant who gambled his way to millions, to a single mom whose storybook magic made her a billionaire, these stories will leave you on the edge of your seat. Buckle up, because you're about to witness the power of a single moment that can change everything. Let's dive in. A life on food stamps. Our first story takes us to a small village in Ukraine, where John Combe grew up in a world of fear and scarcity. His family had no running water, and they whispered in their own home, terrified their phone was tapped. At 16, John and his mother fled to the US, dreaming of a better life, but reality hit hard. They lived on food stamps, barely scraping by in a tiny apartment in California. Jan worked as a floor sweeper in a grocery store, his hands calloused, his dreams buried under the weight of survival. But Jan had a secret weapon, a burning curiosity for computers. Late at night, he taught himself to code, dreaming of something bigger. In 2009, he teamed up with Brian Acton to create WhatsApp, a simple messaging app. For years, they toiled in obscurity, pouring their hearts into a vision no one believed in. But then, in 2014, everything changed. Facebook came knocking with an offer that would make your jaw drop. $19 billion. In one heart-stopping moment, John went from food stamps to a tech billionaire, his name etched in history. His story screams one truth. A single idea can rewrite your destiny. The poker game that changed everything. Next, let's step into the high-stakes world of poker with Chris Moneymaker, a name that would soon become legendary. In 2003, Chris was just an accountant in Tennessee, crunching numbers by day and playing poker online at night to escape his mundane life. He wasn't a pro, just a guy with a hobby. One evening, he entered an online tournament for a measly $39, hoping to win a seat at the World Series of Poker main event in Las Vegas. Against all odds, he won that seat, but the stakes were terrifying. Chris almost backed out, thinking he'd never survive against the pros. But something inside him said, "Take the chance." That decision changed everything. Over one adrenaline-pumping week, Chris outplayed poker giants like Sammy Farha, his heart pounding with every card. When the final hand was dealt, Chris walked away with $2.5 million, a win that turned him into a millionaire overnight. His victory sparked the moneymaker effect, inspiring millions to try poker. Chris's story proves that sometimes a single gamble can deal you a winning hand in life. A circus dream on the line. Now let's travel to the streets of Canada, where Guy Laliberté was chasing a dream as wild as the fire he swallowed. In the 1980s, Guy was a street performer, playing the accordion, walking on stilts, and breathing fire for spare change. He was broke, but his imagination burned brighter than the flames he juggled. In 1987, Guy made a decision that could have ended in disaster. He gathered a small troupe of performers and took them to the Los Angeles Arts Festival. With no money for a return ticket, it was a do-or-die moment. If they failed, they'd be stranded. But the risk paid off in ways Guy never imagined. Their show was a sensation, and they were invited to perform in Las Vegas. That performance birthed Cirque du Soleil, a circus unlike any other, blending art and acrobatics into pure magic. By the 1990s, Cirque du Soleil was a global phenomenon, and Guy became a billionaire overnight, his net worth soaring to nearly $2 billion. From street corners to sold-out arenas, Guy Laliberté's story shows that a single, daring leap can launch you into the stratosphere. The magic of a cafe notebook. You've heard of Harry Potter, but do you know the desperate struggle behind its creation? J.K. Rowling was a single mom in the 1990s, living on welfare in Edinburgh, Scotland. Her life was a storm of hardship. She was broke, heartbroken, and fighting to keep her baby warm. But in the quiet corners of local cafes, with her daughter asleep beside her, Rowling poured her soul into a story about a boy wizard. She wrote Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone by hand, her fingers trembling from the cold, her heart heavy with rejection after rejection from publishers. Then, in 1997, one small publisher took a chance on her manuscript. What happened next was pure magic. The book exploded onto the scene, selling millions of copies overnight and sparking a global phenomenon. The Harry Potter series, movies, and merchandise turned Rowling into the world's first billionaire author, with a fortune of over $1 billion. From welfare to wizardry, J.K. Rowling's story reminds us that even in our darkest moments, a spark of creativity can light up the world. A $130 bet that won millions. Our final story takes us to the poker tables of Australia, where Shireen Vijayaram turned a tiny bet into a life-altering fortune. In 2017, Shireen was an amateur poker player with a modest dream. He paid just 130 Australian dollars to enter a small tournament at the Crown Casino, hoping for a lucky break. That break came faster than he could have imagined. He won the tournament and earned a ticket to the Aussie Millions main event, a high-stakes game worth $10,600 to enter. Over 8 grueling days, Shireen faced off against over 700 players, including pros like Ben Heath. The tension was unbearable. Every card could make or break him, but when the final hand was dealt, Shireen emerged victorious, walking away with 1.6 million Australian dollars. In just over a week, he went from a $130 bet to a millionaire, later joking that he could finally afford better wine. Shireen's story is a heart-pounding reminder that a small leap of faith can lead to a massive reward. From rags to riches, your turn to rise. These 5 stories, from John Combs' tech empire to Shireen Vijayaram's poker triumph, are proof that a single moment can rewrite your entire life. Whether it's a billion-dollar deal, a high-stakes gamble, a daring performance, a magical book, or a lucky bet, these ordinary people turn their lowest lows into the highest highs, showing us that riches can come when you least expect them. Here at Riches Reborn, we're dedicated to bringing you the most electrifying comeback stories to inspire your own journey. So if these tales lit a fire in you, don't forget to subscribe. Just hit that red button below and tap the bell icon so you never miss an update. Share this video with someone who needs a spark of hope today, and let's keep the journey of rebirth going strong. See you in the next story.